Well, today we have one of the hardest takes in our childhood history, okay? One of the hardest takes in our childhood history. If y'all did not watch regular show, y'all are slacking. If y'all did not watch regular show, y'all are tripping. That's all I have to say. Hold on, let me exit these tabs at the top. Y'all don't even be seeing my email. But if y'all didn't watch regular show as a kid, y'all are slacking. Simple as that. This video was titled, Mordecai Did Nothing Wrong. And in my opinion, the only thing Mordecai did wrong was give these people attention that they did not deserve. Okay? Mordecai was a great guy. He was just emotional. He was emotional. He let people get in his head. Okay? So this is a breakdown of, was Mordecai wrong? Did he do anything wrong? Let's find out, bro. I hope I don't disagree on some of these points because I will discuss them. I was a regular show diehard fan. Let's get straight into it. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. All that. Cully, tap in, rebranded. Thank God for your day. The most important thing, this YouTube stuff does not matter. God is most important. Simple as that. Let's get into it.
Think of regular show, what comes to mind? Is it the wacky misadventures, the comically high stakes, the countless niche references to obscure things from the 80s, which is now like 50 years ago? Or is it that mid-hot dog water romance subplot arc that they tried to...
Okay, I don't think the romance arc was mid. I don't think it was mid. I think it added a lot of character to the show. I think it added a super amount of character to the show. There was a lot of parts in here that I used to look forward to. Can't even count. Now, there was a lot of things that this woman right here, I was never Team Margaret, bro. She did my boy so dirty. She did my boy so dirty. Let's keep watching.
Pull off. Okay, I'm being a little mean. Honestly, it wasn't even that bad. But most regular show fans agree, the Mordecai dating arc that happens in the show was one they probably could have skipped. It's at least divisive. I mean, the show even makes fun of itself for doing it later on, so...
But when Mordecai started dating Margaret, things leveled off a little. I was always more of a CJ fan myself.
If you're not sure what I'm even talking about, I'm basically referring to the love triangle between Mordecai, Margaret, and CJ. Mordecai and Margaret were the classic, he has a crush and is too shy to do anything and always messes up in front of her archetype that totally works in the first few seasons and makes for some pretty crazy episodes, including the one where Rigby dies.
I'll kill you!
Jesus.
That episode was peak. That episode was peak, bro. I remember that. I was like, Mordecai, you idiot. You gonna kill your best friend over a situation with a girl is crazy, bro.
But
it's crazy how real life regular show is when you really look into it. People don't be looking into it for real.
as the show went on and they got more and more episodes, developed the characters further and further, it made sense to develop the relationship too. And this is honestly something I applaud the show for, as Margaret and even Eileen become basically main characters by the end of the show, even getting solo episodes of their own. We even get to see their apartment, which is cool. Looks like a fun place to hang.
I think I was more of a CJ guy myself. You know what I'm saying? But Margaret, I think they definitely plotted her out because she started getting old farther as the seasons went on. And maybe that's just me. As the season started to progress, Margaret just wasn't the same character that she used to be. They made her such a terrible person to the point where, like, by the end of it, you didn't like her.
That focuses on simple chores turning into deadly laser fights. The attempt to create an emotional focus on Mordecai's simpy relationship drama, it just wasn't hitting for some fans, and they gave this arc quite a few episodes. Regardless, rewatching the episodes, I'm enjoying them way more now. But that's not what we're here to talk about today, no sir. Instead, I want to play a little devil's advocate. See, Mordecai got a pretty bad rap by the time this storyline was over. Kind of came off looking like a bit of a toxic person. At the very least, a really shitty partner. But I'm here to say, I think he got a little bit of a bad rap. One I'm not sure my boy entirely deserves all on his own. Did he mess up? Yeah. But I can't lie. After rewatching these episodes, I really don't see anything he truly did that was that bad. Except for some of the things that he did that were really bad. It's complicated. Regardless, I have a case to make, so hear me out. Speaking of birds, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Scentbird. Look.
Nice try. You almost got me, brother. Good Lord, it's a long ad. They paying for a lot, ain't they?
Better. How is seeing her going to be better?
Is it me again? 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 Don't tell me you're fine, 'cause we both know that you're lying. Is it me again? Is it me again? Is it me again?
Boy.
Early unpolished days,
Alright, come
when
on.
regular show was still kind of finding its footing, Margaret was introduced to us as the stereotypical crush character. She first shows up in the classic episode Caffeinated Concert Tickets. You know the one with the coffee titties? That one? You haven't forgotten, have you?
Boy, if y'all don't remember this episode, bro. If y'all don't remember this episode, this was insane, bro. I think I was watching this and my mom had walked in and she was just like, what is on TV, bro? My mom ended up loving regular show with me too, but when you first see that, and that's the first episode you see, some coffee man squeezing his like chest into the into his mouth, bro. It's crazy, bro. Regular show was definitely top tier, but it was some scenes that was questionable. I can't even lie.
I sure haven't. I can't erase this image from my head. At this point, Mordecai
That's crazy.
is a hapless, awkward romantic, sweaty and horny, constantly fumbling the Margaret bag. And it works with the show that was just starting. But yeah, as they went on, they start to
Steven
develop these
Universe
characters
music in the
and,
back,
in turn, their relationship. And it's really cute to watch, I can't lie. All their little moments when they're exploring the abandoned zoo just gives me the warm fuzzies. I mean, the camping trip? Come on now. Have a soul. That was adorable. But this dynamic
That
could
was
last
a
forever.
creepy-
Eventually, something had to happen here. The appeal of will they, won't they is that eventually they either will or won't. So by the end of season 4, the show finally gave the fans what we wanted to see. Our two little lovebirds finally got a kiss. Hell yeah. Look at them go. But unfortunately for the shippers out there, that's all we get. When Mordecai finally goes to ask her out, she turns him down because she's going off to her dream college. Also makes it more confusing. How old are they supposed to be in the show? I could never figure that out. Naturally, Mordecai is heartbroken, and
I could have sworn Mordecai was like, they were adults. Mordecai already went to college, I thought, and then he ended up going back later.
we see
I
his
think.
depression arc, which is, I don't know, it's as entertaining as you make it out to be. But that makes it hard to judge if Mordecai is a good or bad boyfriend per se. I mean, he never really is one. With Margaret. Dun dun dun! Do you hear the drums in the distance, bro? The war march is coming. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We can look at his actions leading up to it, and yeah, I mean, he was still kind of sucky here. I mean, and yes, dude, yes, he literally assumed Margaret is getting engaged off of like zero information and decides to get back out in the dating world. That's where we get introduced to CJ. This poor person. This man literally screws up so bad that CJ almost destroys the entire coffee shop. But hold on now. Did he screw up? I mean, looking at this objectively, this feels like a lot more of an overreaction on CJ's part, something that doesn't really go away as the series goes along. And honestly, every single time Mordecai quote-unquote kind of screws up, it's really mostly him just trying to do the right thing and then it horribly backfires. Like in Butt
Yeah,
Dial,
I
he
can
avoids a
agree. I can agree. Mordecai definitely. Most of his screw ups were because he was too much of a wuss to go out there and just tell him what's going on. Like, CJ, this was going on, girl, for real. Like, and then Margaret, this was going on. He never did that. He always left it up to like personal assumptions, and it always went terrible every
tries
time.
to delete it. But if you're telling me you wouldn't do the exact same thing, bro, you are lying. Especially in the chaotic world the show takes place in. Nah, you're lying to yourself. The only legitimate L is in Do or Diaper when he makes a bet with Muscle Man about taking Margaret out on a date, like that classic trope. Why would you fall for that, my guy? That never goes well. It backfires, obviously, but Mordecai takes it on the chin, apologizing and everything, and even eats the punishment like a real Chad. He's even pretty level-headed when Margaret goes away to college. Sad, obviously, but far from the toxicity that he could have been. This is a dramatic situation. Big life change stuff, and he wasn't selfish at all. Point for him, man. But it gets so much worse.
I'll reintroduce myself. Still Don Smith, night.
Boy, girl, boy.
Mordecai's a catch, bro. It only makes sense that he bounces back and finds another baddie. But their relationship is filled with tragedy after tragedy. It's hard to watch. For instance, in the episode Merry Christmas Mordecai, they have this Christmas party, right?
Oh,
And Margaret
terrible.
gets invited, causing Mordecai to absolutely freak out because his
Now, L friends. Now I can't lie. They had mutual friends. Margaret has mutual friends with Mordecai. So it's like, of course, if you're invited to the Christmas party, a bunch of your friends are going to be there. cool. But it's like, God, how many times are y'all gonna invite this girl that has ruined my relationship, toxic, coming back? Y'all know I can't talk to her. I can't stand on business. How many times as my homeboys are y'all gonna keep inviting this girl to every function that we got going on, bro? Y'all can't keep doing this to me. Y'all put me in tight situations that I can't get out of right now. That's how Mordecai was feeling.
It's just messy. I don't know why Margaret would go, to be quite fair, but okay. But then you mean to tell me that these two managed to accidentally kiss? Record scratch, stop, pause. That is not a thing that happens, bro. And then Mordecai tries to act like it's no big deal. I'd be on my hands and knees at this point. I'd be like, the universe wants me to lose. Either you believe me or you don't. The only episode where Mordecai really gets benefit of the doubt and CJ looks bad is the helicopter episode where Mordecai goes to Margaret's birthday party and just really doesn't want to because of everything that happened, but still does. And the whole time he's trying to stay away from Margaret because he knows that something's gonna happen. But the universe just simply won't allow it. Like, nah, you two are getting into some shady shit. Just watch. They both end up in a helicopter together, and then the helicopter moves and they fall onto each other, and it's just like, this is too much at this point. CJ obviously freaks out, but like almost kills him, so like she officially loses all her leverage. And then that time she admits that she overreacted. And yeah, she definitely has anger issues, even though it did look bad. At this point, I just feel like Margaret and Mordecai are tag teaming their horribleness. Like on Not So Great Double Date, they go on a double date, which is beyond a bad idea. Like they just need to move to different cities at this point. And yeah, it backfires. Of course it does. Margaret realizes she has feelings for Mordecai, and who gets hurt again? CJ, every single time. My lord. This all peaks in the worst possible way in the aptly named episode Dumped at the Altar. I mean, can you guess what happens? They even managed to bring Muscle Man into this because this all takes place at Muscle Man's wedding. Mordecai realizes that he loves Margaret.
W Muscle Man in the chat. W Muscle Man in the chat. Muscle Man was that guy. Can't lie. Muscle Man was that guy. He changed regular show. All of them had peak roles, bro. Muscle Man and Rigby. Those were the ones right there, man.
During their vows. And then he literally hijacks the whole speech during the most important part to confess his love for her. Meanwhile, CJ is literally in the crowd. Leave this woman alone, bro. Leave this woman alone. Not only is this beyond cold to CJ, right? And also super embarrassing for her, bro. It's like, it's not even funny, but it's really funny. But this even screws on Muscle Man. Like, this is his big moment. He's literally declaring his vows to the love of his life. And Mordecai literally uses it to make it about him and hurt somebody else completely. Yeah, so unsurprisingly, this is where their horrible time ends. All this pain, all this suffering, it was hard to watch, but it was worth it because in the end, Mordecai and Margaret finally get together, right? At this point, in the most unsatisfying ending literally ever, this is the end of their relationship, for the most part. Like, Margaret and Mordecai will have some romantic moments, and everything builds up to these two finally getting together. They just don't. Like, there's an episode where they see their future, they see that they have kids and a happy life and all that jazz, but then once they see that, they just decide not to. Bro, I don't even know what to say. I'm tired. Do you hear me in my voice? My voice is tired. After that, Mordecai literally remains pretty much single for the rest of the series. To me, this feels like the show basically saying, we're sorry for doing all this relationship stuff, we're gonna stop now. And then after that, it basically just goes back to being regular show, nothing crazy. And yeah, Margaret and Eileen are just kind of like main characters, especially because Eileen and Rigby start dating with literally zero drama. Maybe there's a lesson in there somewhere, bro. I mean, there's some relationship stuff with Benson later, and that's like mixed in with the space arc.
Rigby and Eileen, peak couple right there. Untoxic, Rigby trying to be a good boyfriend, Eileen being a good girlfriend. They had little squabble back and forth, but that's every relationship. Amazing relationship. I don't know why. Again, Rigby was single the whole time. They should have gave this man a relationship instead of milking Mordecai and Rigby the whole time. I meant Mordecai and
I
Margaret.
want to begin thinking about Benson's romance life. It just seems depressing. Oh yeah, speaking of that, when they do get space napped, Margaret yells for Mordecai, so maybe that says something? But when they get back, she doesn't even care. So yeah, I wish there was more for me to say, but after this whole arc, after all that messiness, Margaret and Mordecai, they're just friends. Super dope. So the final nail in the coffin for all of this is the finale, obviously. The show does like a full completion of all the characters. It's showing them growing up after the event of the show. It's really cool. And eventually, we see an older Mordecai who does in fact fall in love and gets married. He even has a few kids. Don't want to think about that. But yeah, it's just not with Margaret. It's with this random girl. Good for him. I don't know. They look happy. The show confirmed later that they're still friends and even kept in touch. And I think the point of the houseboat episode was literally to close the arc and then just move on. Like, it gave the fans exactly what they wanted to see, them dating, them happy, whatever, and then they decided to just not go for it. I mean, I'm not mad at all. It's kind of like a more realistic story. It does make everything before that a whole lot messier, though, especially when people were already, like, not really messing with it. But in a weird way, I would say Mordecai and Margaret are one of the best love stories. It's a messy...
Heck no. I'm ending it right there. At that cap. Mordecai and Margaret were not the best love story. Definitely Rigby and Eileen. That's tough. That's the best love story right there. Friends the whole time, trying to help their toxic friends get through their toxic relationships and whatever they got going on, ended up getting together. They probably was hanging out so much trying to get them together. They was like, you know what? Why don't they keep abandoning us? Like, why don't we hang out? Why don't we spend some time together ourselves, get to know each other ourselves, bro? Like, that's peak relationship. Mordecai did nothing wrong directly besides not know how to talk and conversate, bro. That's pretty much it. If y'all want to see more videos like this, reacting to the lore behind our past cartoon experiences, man, let me know. Drop in the comments what lore y'all want me to check out next. Like, comment, subscribe, post notifications, all that. Until next time, peace.
And I need you, and I miss you.